the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
And one time, hey, throw your hand.
What is good, everybody? My name is Aaron,
It's Brian.
and we are Courtside Views Beyond Sports. And today, you see what I got on. I got the little Wakanda Forever hat on. And yes, we are reacting to Wakanda Forever. And man, I got a lot to discuss. We have a lot to discuss because let's just get this out of the way. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it from start to finish. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and every minute there was like the scene felt like it was important. There wasn't one scene where I thought, like, do we really need it? No, every scene felt important. I didn't feel like I need to go on my phone because I'm bored and everything like that. Like, no, I was engaged from start to finish. And all these people that doubted Ryan Coogler, shame on you. And I got one right here. I got my partner right here next to me was doubting Ryan Coogler. And I tried to tell him because he didn't like Black Panther. He thought it was mid. I tried to tell him the guy that directed Fruitvale Station and Creed. There's no way that he's gonna just flop on this one. So I just had to get that out the way. But how did you feel about the movie, Ryan?
It was the worst movie I've ever stopped. It was a great movie, honestly. Considering the runtime and how long it could be a drag later on, especially after like the second hour mark. Sometimes movies start to feel like, okay, can we wrap it up? But now this movie felt like had great pacing. They went in on character more in this film. I noticed, and the CGI was off a little at times, but that's just Marvel overworking their people. And even the first movie, the CGI was off, especially at that end fight. But yeah, I like the characters. They set up the story pretty well. The leaks were right. So if you're aware of the leaks, then you pretty much knew what was going to happen.
What
But
were the
yeah,
leaks? What were the leaks? Because this is
we
a
gonna talk
spoiler.
about the leaks.
This is a spoiler. This ain't no spoiler free. No, we're spoiling some stuff. If you haven't seen it, don't watch this. So what was the leaks?
I know one of the leaks said one of the leaks was Shuri was going to be the new Black Panther, which we knew that already. One of the leaks was the Queen Ramondra dying. So that happened. One of the leaks was Namor invading Wakanda and destroying stuff. That was true. Also, one of the leaks. I can't. I wish I had the tweet pulled up or whatever it was pulled up. I can't remember all, but it was a lot of stuff that was true.
I can tell you off rip.
I go ahead.
Killmonger
Oh
being
yeah,
there.
yep.
I believe Lupita's character, the child, her and Chadwick Boseman T'Challa having a child together. That was
Right.
another one. And then the big one that didn't happen though, I believe it was Doctor Doom was supposed to be in the post credit scene, so that didn't happen. So yeah, for the most part, most of the leaks were true except the Doctor Doom one. But yeah, but yeah, continue.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the movie. I feel like the movie. It was definitely better than the first one in my opinion. And as far as the Phase Four goes, it's definitely on the upper tier of Phase Four. It's like it's very few movies beaten in Phase Four. Probably the only movie probably being Spider Man, No Way Home. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. But every time they praise the movie, there's always people that add in and think of the outline. We don't care what you think, to be honest. But yeah, so I thought the movie was pretty good. Would I see it again? I think it's good enough to where you would see, but me personally, I probably wouldn't because I don't think there was any nuances in the story or anything that I missed to where I need to see it again. But yeah, so I think it's a great. I give it a first watch. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Wow, you okay. Me on the other hand, I enjoyed it as well. I just think that the cinematography really stood out for
Yeah,
me.
I was
Like
going to hit on that, but yeah, it
the
was. phenomenal shooting
And
and directing.
yeah, you could just tell because it just they stayed in the moment a lot of times, right? Like they didn't just speed through it. Like no, like you see the moment at the end with Shuri alone on the, I believe they were at a beach or something like that, and she was just sitting there mourning T'Challa, her brother, because I guess she never done it, whatever. And you could just tell that they wanted to just stay in the moment, make sure that the camera was focused on her face and just the tear in her eyes, whatever. I thought that was beautiful. And then I also thought it was beautiful just the post credit scene, that it was really, they didn't want to like really expand on the MCU. It was really just about focusing on the events that are happening in Wakanda Forever, and I thought that was cool, especially with the whole thing with Peter's character and Chadwick Boseman and them, having a kid, whatever, and stuff. So I thought that was cool. I wasn't really disappointed that Doctor Doom didn't show up in the post credit scene because the movie was phenomenal. Like we didn't really need all of that stuff in there. So I definitely enjoyed it. I also thought that the fight scene with Shuri and Neymar at the end, I also enjoyed that because in just terms of like, I liked how there was like no like background music, like it was silent to like put emphasis on just how serious this fight is because the fight was brutal. Like Shuri, like her claws was scratching all over Neymar's face. She she like burned Neymar and all this other. She said like that was dope when she said Wakanda forever and like the flames just got engulfed in the Neymar skin and all that. Yeah, it was a surreal moment. I wish that we could have gotten more moments of Shuri in the Black Panther costume, but it wasn't to the point where I was just like, damn, it really sucks that we didn't get more because the, Ryan Coogler did a phenomenal job just writing the story and allowing the characters to just shine pretty much. And so that's why I'm not really mad at seeing the Black Panther costume that much because the characters shined in their own way for the most part. Because if you compare it to Black Panther 1, the criticism I have about Black Panther 1, it felt like it was just Killmonger and it was T'Challa, right? There wasn't really no other characters that really shined in that movie. But this movie, there was a lot of characters that shined. Um, Angela Bassett's character, she shined. Shuri's character, Lupita's character, Mabaku, he was amazing. Neymar was amazing. Even some characters that was under Neymar's sort of fleet, whatever, crew, whatever, they shined as well. So there was a lot of characters that really shined in that movie that really didn't shine in Black Panther. So that's one of the things I really liked about this movie is that it wasn't just two characters that were the main focus. Like, no, it was a collective effort. So I just really enjoyed it. What would I rate this movie? Whoo! Honestly, first watch, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta give it a 9. I have to give it a you gave it an 8. I'm giving it a 9 because I felt like just the writing, the storytelling was top tier. It's hard to really complain about a movie like this because it just felt like there was not really much flaws. Maybe the CGI was a little off, but for the most part, everything else felt just great. Like there was nothing that you could really point out to and say this was bad or this was a flaw. So that's why I'll probably give it a 9. Reason I probably wouldn't give it reason I won't give it a 10 is because I felt like maybe the fights could have been better sort of choreographed maybe. That's probably why I'm not giving it a 10. But yeah, a 9 is now here's a question for you. I think you already answered it, but Spider-Man No Way Home and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. There's a debate going on. Like, is Black Panther Wakanda Forever the best movie in Phase 4? And you pretty much answered it, right? That you believe Spider-Man No Way Home is the best movie of Phase 4. Why do you think that?
Um, well, you notice the pattern, right? Okay, all of the movies the Phase 4 movies, the two movies that took itself the most serious are the best ones. Shocker, right? So I'm biased towards Spider-Man and like seeing the three Spider-Men on screen at the same time and fighting and all the old villains. That puts it over the edge for me personally. I think I rated No Way Home a 9 out of 10 first watch. That's just how much I enjoyed the film. And that day one, the opening night theater experience was phenomenal. So yeah, so that's why I rated No Way Home. And I went and saw No Way Home again like 2 days after. So yeah,
Yeah,
I got to give it the edge.
I watched it like 3 times in the theater because I was just like, man, that nostalgia, just seeing the two Spider-Man, the three Spider-Mans come together and stop the old, the villains from the past movies. Like that was just dope. But that's interesting you say that because is do you what which movie has a better story? Black Panther Wakanda Forever or Spider-Man? No Way Home.
I'm going to say the better story was Wakanda Forever because it's more it's more like it has to deal with more politics kind of and more like because pretty much the Spider-Man story, hey, these bad guys are back, we must stop them. But like there's a lot of nuance and different things in the Black Panther story. So I think the story for Black Panther is stronger. But I think the highs of No Way Home is better,
Do
if
you
that
think
makes sense.
do you think that the reason you have No Way Home better isn't just because of the nostalgia aspect, but because of just I think the fights, the way that the fights were sort of handled were a lot better.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And Willem Dafoe put on a master class.
that's so. Would you say that you value the fights more than the overall story?
It's more of a combination of both. The fights was better and the story was still solid versus the fights being a little lackluster and the story being great.
Okay, that's fair. With me, man, see, I'm conflicted because I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, but I also love like the whole Black Panther mythos, especially when it comes to Shuri and Killmonger. When I saw Killmonger, oh my God, I knew he was going to be in the movie, especially, and they kind of spoiled it when they showed a picture of Michael B. Jordan at the premiere. So I knew off rip, okay, he's definitely going to be in the movie because in Spider-Man: No Way Home, they didn't even show Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire at the premiere. So there was still some sort of okay, are they really going to be in it? But when I saw Michael B. Jordan, I don't even care. Okay, I'm gonna support the movie. I was there, and me and Ryan Coogler, we having a relationship. Like I already knew he was gonna be in it regardless. So that was one thing I noticed. Like a day later, right? Notice Shuri's suit. Remember in the first Black Panther, I believe, um, Killmonger, his suit, I think it was gold, if I'm
Hmm.
not mistaken. Shuri's suit was also gold. Is and I don't know if that's coincidence because remember she went in what is it the realm I forgot what they call it
Ancestral realm.
ancestral realm, right, and Shuri was full of vengeance and everything. That's why Killmonger popped up, and then all of a sudden we see the suit that she wears. It's sort of the same as Killmonger, right? It has like gold and everything. I don't know if that's a coincidence or that's because she has that same sort of like mentality as Killmonger, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but if it's not a coincidence, then bravo to Brian Coogler and them because I thought that was a great like sort of touch to the suit to sort of emphasize just her thought process and everything compared
The
to
the whole point was the reason her suit was gold was because she her Shuri's character inherently rejects traditionalism and traditions.
That makes
So that's why her suit is the same color as Killmonger. Because when Killmonger came and took over, he was doing all types of stuff that wasn't technically in tradition. So
yeah,
that's the parallel that they drew there.
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Not yeah, makes sense. But I think that do you believe that at the end when Shuri decided to spare Neymar's life, were you like, damn, you should have killed him, or you were like, you know what, I understand.
Um, I understood because grief makes clouds people judgment, and you sometimes you may get away from your true self. So, and Shuri knows she wasn't raised like that. Like her biggest influences and people she looked up to were her mom and her brother,
Yeah.
T'Challa and Queen Ramonda. So it would have been completely out of character for her to kill Namor. Would have been
Yeah,
completely out of character, in my opinion.
that is true. She was full of vengeance at that point. She was angry. And she had, you could say that if she would have killed Nabar, that I wouldn't have felt like, oh my God, Shuri, you did something wrong. Because he did kill Ramondra, right? The queen, which is her mother. So I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, and then he attacked Wakanda as well. You know what I'm saying? Like killing thousands of people. So I wouldn't feel bad at like Neymar for dying. How did you feel about Neymar's backstory? Because I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so I knew nothing about this character, but then I learned like the day after that they completely changed his
Yeah.
origin story.
Mhm.
So I mean, I thought it was plausible while watching. Well, oh, so this is I didn't know they changed it. So I guess that's a good thing. It didn't sound too off the wall. It made sense in my opinion. So I think they did not more justice.
Yeah, it was interesting, right? Especially when he went to the surface world to bury his mother, and you saw just, I think it was like the British or whatever, they took over that little land that his mother was raised in, right? And just you saw it was like slavery, I think it was going on at the time. And I thought that was interesting that Ryan Coogler put that there to sort of show just why Neymar is what he is and why he believes that we need to go to war with the surface world, especially when it comes to like colonialism and just these countries taking over people's lands and enslaving them. I thought that was deep. That's when I saw that, that's when I was like, okay, I can understand like Neymar's perspective. And I thought that that's what really made like Neymar to me. He's a top three villain in the MCU. That's me. Like you have Thanos, you have Killmonger, and you have you have Neymar to me. Would you put him in your top three?
Um, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Not a. I'm trying to remember because I know it was. I'm trying to remember some really good like villains in the MCU because I know Killmonger, Thanos, Loki. I might be missing one. I might be missing one because yeah, I'm probably missing one off the top of my head, but just so far, Thanos, Killmonger, and Neymar are the top three MCU, and it just lets you know that it's so important to have like a villain, like
Well,
a
he's in the
great
top three
villain.
for now.
Yeah, they're in. Oh yeah, because of Kang. Yeah, yeah, and then Doctor Doom as well is a possibility. This just having a great villain is important to a story. I don't care what anybody says. Like, sure, you want to have a great protagonist as well, but the villain, like, look at Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? Quantumania. You know why people are excited about that movie? It's not because of Ant-Man. It's because of Kang. Because we already know Kang, especially when Loki, we already know he is formidable. Like he's a danger. He's dangerous, and yeah. So having a great villain, that's where Marvel like they really need to make sure that their villains are top tier and not try to do the gore to God butcher route where they try to make everything a joke and not give them a proper backstory. Because if you can make your villain really good, sometimes the villain can be so good you don't even have to have a great plot, right? The first Black Panther movie, it didn't have a great plot. Like you said, you thought it was mid. But people look at Black Panther, oh my God, it's a really good movie. A large part because the villain was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, would I put at the end of the day, would I put Wakanda Forever over Spider-Man as the best MCU movie?
Phase 4.
I'm gonna say for Phase 4. I'm gonna say no for right now. I have to watch. I'm gonna watch the movie again. I'm gonna watch it in the Dolby theater next time because I want to get that experience. I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna see how I feel, and then I'll give you guys like if I do feel like it's overtaking Spider-Man No Way Home, then I'll say it. But for right now, I'll say no. I don't want to
You know,
live in the moment.
there's a lot of parallels in those two movies.
Oh, really? What parallels?
So we obviously have we have loss in the movie. You know, Aunt May died and Queen Ramonda died. We also have a, a kind of a friend turned foe type situation. You know, with Namor declaring war after being, friendly and try to, help each other out, just like how in Spider-Man was. And we also have, and they both try to protect their home essentially. So like Spider-Man protecting his universe versus the other guys, and also had outside help, like aka Doctor Strange and Agent Ross, or you could the girl, I don't know, I don't
Yeah, I
know her
forgot. I
name.
forgot her name, but she's the one that's like she has like her footprints on pretty much everything going on right now, and she's like putting together the Thunderbolts team. So yeah, I forgot her name though.
No, yeah, yeah, and also yeah, so there's a lot of parallels and similarities in the
Mhm.
story. So I think that's why they're both actually good movies.
Right, right. Do you feel like so I think it was beautiful just because in the beginning of the movie, right, it was T'Challa's right. T'Challa, the whole thing with T'Challa, he died from an illness. I thought it was like just beautiful how they did it and how like they sort of cut to the intro with the whole Marvel thing, right? And it's like to Chadwick Boseman's face and some of the moments of him playing the T'Challa whatever, and it was like dead silent, like there was no music or anything, and I thought that was beautiful. I thought that was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was because I know it was like they went straight to it, right? Did you feel like it was like too rushed in terms of like the beginning where the whole thing with the child dying? Did you feel like it was too rushed? They needed to spend more time, or was it just right?
I think it was good because when you think about it, and when it happened in real life, it was just like it was like everyone was like, "Oh, whoa, what is going on?" So I think it kind of mimicked that aspect, and I think it was fine. You know, just get straight to it and let's build the story off of it.
Yeah, I agree because I think one of the criticisms with Spider-Man Far From Home, right, is because it's like, dude, people were like, you're Iron Man, you're Iron Man's kid or whatever, or you're trying to be Iron Man, and a lot of the movie was Spider-Man like thinking about Iron Man and everything like that. And I felt like with this movie, it was they didn't want it to be just we're just thinking about T'Challa all the time. Like, no, we're trying to create a story centered around Shuri, right? We don't want to just have it all to be about T'Challa. So I thought it was good. There was some people that didn't like it. They thought it was a little rushed and there should have been more time on it. I don't. I felt it was good. But any closing thoughts on the movie? Closing remarks or got everything you wanted to say?
Um, I think I got everything.
Okay,
I want.
okay.
Is Shuri gonna is Black Panther gonna be in Secret Wars?
They'll probably will because Wakanda they play very pivotal, a very big pivotal part into just the whole MCU landscape. So they'll probably be in it, especially since in the comics, Black Panther played a major part in Secret Wars. I have to say, oh yeah, another thing, Lupita, man. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh my god. You know, I was in that movie theater. I was just in my head, I was like, damn, she looked good in that suit. I was like, that's a special woman right there. I understand, T'Challa. I understand why you would. Yeah, that's a special woman right there. Oh my god. But oh, another thing, bro, the fits, the costumes, like it was. I'm not gonna lie, the fits in Wakanda Forever was top tier. There was a lot of good, especially Shuri. I was like, damn, where could I get that at? There was a lot of good fits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just had to say that there. But yeah, I think that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is Courtside Views Beyond Sports, and we are out.
I put my life in these sentences. Fucking right, it's either that or life sentences. I'm relatives with Benjamin. I used to give a fuck